Well, surprise, folks, we have a video off schedule, and I had to make this one because we're seeing the same thing we see every 4 years. It doesn't matter who the incumbent in the White House is. It doesn't matter who the incumbent in the House or the Senate is. Democrats and their allies in the media instantly move to that person as the most evil being on the planet. Satan has inhabited their body. You must vote for me. You must vote for this Democrat, no matter what they say. We have a few examples of this every day we turn on the news. Very recently, the House passed their criminal justice reform, whatever you want to call it, law enforcement reform. On camera, Nancy Pelosi refers to George Floyd as George Kirby. Imagine, for a moment, if Donald Trump, Mike Pence, Ted Cruz, Matt Gaetz, Louis Gohmert, if any of them had said George Kirby, every Democrat in the room would have erupted. You don't even know his name. But Nancy Pelosi does it on live television. There's video all over Twitter of it. They're all silent. Joe Biden very recently said that 120 million Americans had died of coronavirus. That's a third of the, or no, about a fifth of the population. Just like when Democrats said billions will die. Well, that's the population of America twice almost. The media says nothing. Joe Biden says it. The media says nothing. They harp on Tulsa seeing a rise in coronavirus. They don't even talk about the fact that Antifa was rioting in Tulsa during the Trump rally. They also crow. Nobody came to the Trump rally when, just days before, they were saying, don't go. Donald Trump said, if you don't feel safe going, don't. We're going to broadcast it. You can see it. You're not paying to get in. You're not paying to watch it online. I just want you to hear my message. AOC crows and approves of little idiots going all over TikTok, saying how they signed up for thousands of tickets and never showed up. What none of them will say is that the Secret Service shut down entry to the place because Antifa were trying to rush the doors. Now, I've said this to people on Twitter. I've said it on Facebook back before I deleted my account. I've said it in person. The Secret Service do not play around. They even have an inkling of a threat. They will drag the president, the vice president, Speaker of the House, whoever they're protecting, they will drag them to a car or a bunker. I remember reading a story in the late 90s because it was all over the news that Bill Clinton wasn't wearing the lead-lined bulletproof robes at a commencement ceremony. Someone who either was Secret Service or very close to them and knew said, well, the robes are brought along, and if we have to, they will be thrown over the president to protect him. These things probably weigh 60 to 80 pounds. Imagine having that thrown over you. Concussion, broken bones, all of that. Better than dead. And the Secret Service don't play around. So the Secret Service said, no, this is getting too bad. We're shutting down. I guarantee you, as soon as it was over, the beast was roaring out of the underground parking for that place, straight to Air Force 2 or Air Force 1 directly. But liberals don't care about it. They care only about twisting things to be used to their advantage. Fox News is guilty of it even today. I still love Tucker, love Hannity, Levin, Ingram, but I can't watch Fox News. I have to catch Tucker segments on YouTube, Hannity as well, and the rest. Because I won't patronize Fox where my Nielsen ratings tell them I'm watching. I only watch the videos that have none of their ads. Because even now they're saying Biden leads by 9 points in swing state of Florida. When you poll 75% rabid liberals and 25% conservatives, you're going to get the results you want. I've asked time and time and time again for the full demographics and methodology to be published. I've had people ask me what that means, and I'll explain it here. The full demographics and methodology would mean I want to see every question you ask worded exactly as you asked it. I want to know if you asked it in person. I want audio or video recording so I can hear your vocal inflections. Do you approve of Donald Trump? Do you really approve of Donald Trump? Those two things are the exact same question, but by changing my inflection and adding "really," which wouldn't have been on the paper, I'm going to lead people to say, "Oh no, I guess I really don't." The first one is neutral. They're going to come back and say yes or no. I want to know how long you were in each area and where each area was. I want to see the response to every question that you ask by every person. It's better to be done where you hand them a clipboard and then you fold up the response and put it in the box and you don't touch it. Because you're going to get, how old are you? Gender, race, educational background. You're going to get all these things. And you have to have them so that you can break it down and say 75% of women versus 80% of men, all of these other things. I want to know all of it. And I never get it. Or I get it published in such a convoluted way that there's no way to interpret it properly. And these idiots expect me to just believe the poll. These are the same people who had Hillary Clinton at a 90+% lock in 2016. But now they cannot accept, even 4 years later, that Donald Trump won. Donald Trump, I firmly believe, is going to win, and by a much wider margin this November. The Democrats are going to cry, impeach, impeach, impeach. He had to have cheated. We were the ones who were supposed to win. Impeach. And it's going to be 4 more years of this crap. I very greatly hope that the Republicans take the House and keep the Senate, so that it will be Pelosi or AOC or one of the other idiots crying, but I want to impeach. And the Republicans saying, introduce the bill. We'll vote on it. The only party that cries, you're blocking my vote, you're blocking my bill by calling for a vote. I've actually heard them say it in the last 3 years, complaining that a bill was put to a vote. Because, well, of course it's going to fail if you don't let me do it my way. No, the right way is introduce a bill. The only thing they've done recently where the right way is not introduce a bill is the D.C. statehood thing. The House passed a bill to make D.C. a state. The problem is that in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 7 of the Constitution, the seat of government in the U.S. is to be a district that is not a U.S. state, not more than 10 square miles. 10 square miles is tiny, okay? It was set at not more than that so that it would not be a massive area. It would literally be just enough for the government and the little bit of things needed around it to support it. Fire stations, gas stations, police departments, so on. But the Democrats want to rig the system because D.C. votes overwhelmingly blue, and it is very densely populated for its size. If they can get that into a state, they change the electoral makeup of the map. They know it will never pass in the right way. It's going to fail here, and they do not have the numbers to overturn a veto. But when it fails, they will be the ones saying, President Trump is refusing to allow people a voice in their government. No, he's not. You're free to move out of D.C. into Virginia or any other neighboring state, register there, and become a member of a state as opposed to a member of the District of Columbia. But they know it will fail constitutionally, so they just assume we're all morons. Just like Nancy Pelosi assumes we're all going to just bow to her and ignore that she said George Kirby. Just like Biden assumes that we're not going to question the fact that he said 120 million people. Just like he thinks we shouldn't be upset when he says we hold these truths to be self-evident that, oh, you know the thing. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are equal and endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. To protect these rights, governments are instituted among men. Yeah, I'm 43, he's pushing 80. But the man has been in government for 45 to 50 years. He should know the preamble, he should know the Declaration, he should know the Constitution. But he doesn't, and the Democratic lapdogs in the media just cover for him. And that is the worst thing possible during an election year. When you get the Mikas and the Joes and the Chris Cuomos and the Acostas and everybody else just as Democrat mouthpieces on worldwide platforms, that is the epitome of election interference. But the Democrats don't care about that. They only want to silence conservatives. Because the liberals in the media, they do what the Democrats say. CNN is at the lowest ratings it's had, I don't know, possibly ever. And the leadership there cannot understand it's because of the lies. It's because of the attitude, well, we're just not going to talk about how Joe Biden's bat crazy. We're not going to talk about drunkard Pelosi can't remember George Floyd's name. We're not going to talk about it. If we don't talk about it, it's not a thing. They don't care that we see them for that now. It's kind of dangerous. But I've gone on long enough. I've got a video to put together for next Wednesday, so I hope you tune in for that. That will be the third episode of Class Time. We're getting up to the colonies, and we're getting closer and closer to actual U.S. history as opposed to U.S. prehistory. Please let me know what you think in the comments. As always, be civil. We're here to discuss, dissent, and debate, not scream and yell like toddlers. Please do so. As always, please like this video to affect the algorithm and share it to widen the conversation. And remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. So like this video when they're not on a schedule, you're notified that it has been posted. Until next time, have a wonderful day.